Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Southern Dirt. My name is Summer, and in this video I'll be showing you around my Zone 9 Central Florida garden. I hope somewhere along the way that you'll learn something, be inspired, and maybe you'll teach me something as well. So don't be afraid to drop your comments or your suggestions in the comments below. I also will be going over some Black Friday deals as well, and I'm still working on my gift buying guide. It should be out probably within the next couple weeks, so stay tuned to that. I also wanted to thank all of you for helping me reach 12,000 subscribers. 5 years ago, I started this little YouTube channel in hopes to inspire others to get in the garden. I just loved seeing all the beauty in my garden. I wanted to share it with everybody. I think everybody should grow food and flowers for their families and share with their neighbors. So I just want to thank you guys for helping me grow to that amount of subscribers. And also every time that you click on an affiliate link, that helps support me directly. So thank you guys so much. Every time you hit that like, share, and subscribe button, it helps. Thank you. And let's get into this video. Good morning, everybody. Today is October 17th, and I'm so excited to show you the garden because finally we had some cooler weather and we got some rain recently, which we were in this month drought and everything was really struggling. Now we have some really healthy plants, and I'm going to go through everything in our garden here. If you're just now joining me on my channel, I have an 1,100 square foot garden in my backyard. I have a backyard chicken garden, an extended propagation area back there, and I also have over 125 fruit trees in our front yard, along with a vineyard. So hopefully you will subscribe so you can watch our garden grow through the season. I like to show my struggles, things I'm learning along the way. This is, I believe, my 8th year gardening, so I am always learning. And if you guys have any tips for me, if you see something I can be doing better in my garden, please let me know, because I do not know it all. Over here, I wanted to go ahead and start with this Vego garden bed. This is more like my perennial garden because it's kind of in the shade, but not fully in shade. It depends on the time of year. But we have a Mexican heather here, and our bees absolutely love our Mexican heather. I've got some parsley in here. I've got a blanket flower. We have sweet potatoes growing over here. I also have some turmeric right here. It's almost about time to harvest. I also have some ginger growing here. I'm not even sure when it's time to harvest my ginger. So if anybody has some tips on ginger, this is the first time I've ever grown ginger. We've been using it in a lot of our teas lately, and thought, why not try to grow it ourselves? So I just bought a ginger root from the store and planted it, and I have a beautiful ginger plant growing. Over here I have some basil, and I always forget what this is right here. It's like a lemon barbatum. I will put the name to it here in the corner. But it's been really fun watching this sweet potato grow. I put this in late season, and it kind of went all over the place, and I didn't want it taking over my plant, so I kind of wrapped it around here. I started pulling up little sweet potatoes. So I'm excited to see our late season harvest. I'm just going to let them grow. And most likely when the colder weather comes, if we get a freeze, we'll probably harvest them before that. Over here is our GreenStalk vertical garden. And if you've been following me for a while, you know that this is my absolute favorite product to grow out of, because you can pretty much grow so much in just 2 square feet. I have 6 of them. I have an herb and flower garden over here, peppers and all kinds of different things. I even have a salsa garden and strawberry garden. Anyways, right now they are running a Black Friday special. You can get your own GreenStalk vertical garden for just $99. You can also stack my coupon code SD10 to save an extra $10. Not only that, they are sending out a free keychain with all orders over $75. There's also a lot of different doorbusters that you can save as well. Pretty much the whole entire site is on sale right now. So if you have been dreaming about having your own GreenStalk vertical garden, or even giving this as a gift, it's a great gift for somebody that wants to garden or maybe is an aspiring gardener. This is so easy to manage. I absolutely love them, and I hope you guys check out their website. I will put the link in the description below. But as you can see, these are all bush beans. Look at how beautiful these are. Look at how cute they are. Recently, I did a little video of how I amend my GreenStalk gardens. I took them all apart in the summer and put new soil into them. I made the mistake of putting just garden soil in them at first. As I learned, I did put proper soil in my later gardens, but some of my earlier gardens, I just kind of skipped the point of doing that, and I could still grow decent food, but I am amazed by actually putting decent soil in these and then soil mimics and watching how amazing they grow. You can find that video. It's just a short video, and you can find it in the description below. And I'd love to know what you guys like growing in your GreenStalk vertical gardens. Down below, I have different varieties of kale. I have some red Russian, and I have some, I think it's dwarf kale. Yep, dwarf curly kale. Everything's so green and lush. I'm super excited about this. Over here, we have our butterfly pea vine, and it is just going crazy. But my daughters have been really interested in growing a small little business, and they came up with the idea to sell seeds because they've been harvesting the pods and saving the seeds. They also have been harvesting the flowers. So if you are interested in purchasing any of those, it's a little small business project that they are doing, and they are $6.50 each for the seeds. I think there's like 35 seeds in there, but you can grow your own beautiful vine and make your own teas from these flowers. You can even eat the flowers raw, but they're high in antioxidants, and the kids have been having a lot of fun with that. So I'll put that in the description below. Over here in our second Vego garden bed, we have all kinds of beautiful things going on here. They also have a Black Friday sale going on where you can save 60% on most of their garden beds and accessories in their website. You can use my affiliate link to even save more money. I'll put that in the description below. You can save 5% on top of all their sales on the 19, 7, and 1. It's similar to the beds that I have here, and they have lots of colors to choose from. They have a 20-year warranty, and I absolutely love them. I'm also putting together a gift guide, if I haven't mentioned that already, and hopefully I'll have it out here soon to show you all the gifts that I would love to receive as a gardener, and things that I use in my own garden, along with some gardening deals. Over here, look at these collard greens. Like, look at how beautiful these are. These are Bonnie's Best collard greens. And I put a little zinnia back here recently to just give it some color back here. But these are ready to harvest. So I think these will be served at Thanksgiving dinner next week. I'd love to know what you guys serve from your garden every Thanksgiving. I always love to hear what you guys are planting, harvesting, and what you like to grow. So tell me what you are eating from your garden for Thanksgiving in the description below. We always have collard greens from the garden because they're always so much available. Over here, we have some rainbow carrots growing. And if I can get up close here, I'll show you. This one, it looks like a purple. Can you see that? So these have been so fun. They're my kids' favorite. Yep, another purple one. Carrots, I think, are probably a family favorite just because it's like gold digging. You never know what you're going to get as you pull them up. So I'm trying to learn how to just space them out big so they have more space to grow. I did find a tool that I've been using that I like, and I will be sharing all of the tools and fun things that I like to use in my garden in that gift buying guide. Over here, I have some bok choy. and they are looking beautiful. I wish I would have planted more of the bok choy. These look so pretty when you harvest them, and just give them as gifts. That's super fun. I also have some onions growing here. I have some rosemary. This was my big rosemary plant that I had, and I just had to transplant it, so I had to cut it back. I didn't want to lose it. So anytime you transplant something, you want to trim it back and kind of keep it part shade. Certainly don't want to put it in the sun because you could lose your plant. We also have a small dahlia here. And recently I had a friend that has been looking for this plant everywhere and she can't find it. So I noticed I had a little baby sprout coming up right here. So I dug it up and separated it. And she just sent me a picture and said, "Oh my gosh, look at my plant." So now, it has survived, and I am going to try to do the same because I love these. If you can see, I need to trim the dead heads off of them. I also have some red cabbage here as well. Oh, and I'm planting leeks this year. I just found some leeks locally. There they go. And some of my sauces call for leeks, and I usually just use onions. And I'd love to know the difference because I really don't know the difference between the two. So leeks is something new that I'm growing in my garden this year. And over here we have another GreenStalk vertical garden. This is in the color Glacier, and they have 7 colors. I forgot to mention that earlier, but they just released a load of new colors, and you definitely got to check those out because they're so beautiful. It just adds a pop of color to our patio. In this garden, I have lots of different herbs and flowers for color. We entertain a lot out here on our patio. We usually have a fire pit in the middle here during the cooler months. So we absolutely loved our garden space back here, and this just adds to it. Our children and their friends come over and they like to harvest mint and rosemary for tea, and just love coming out here and harvesting food off of it. So it's real convenient. Anytime I'm cooking in our kitchen, which is right here, I can just quickly grab herbs and not have to get my boots on to go into the garden. So over in this GreenStalk vertical garden, I have all kinds of beautiful things growing here. I have some sweet banana peppers. I finally found some sweet banana peppers. They had to come from a different town, and I had a friend that was coming close by and she delivered them, thankfully. So I'm not sure why I couldn't find them in my own area, but I always grow sweet banana peppers, and they're my favorite peppers personally because I can just snack on them with some ranch or chop them up and put them in any kind of recipe. They're mild enough to where my kids will eat them. And I tried to start seeds this year and my seeds failed me twice, so that was not cool. I also have some different types of peppers mixed in here that I've never tried before. I found at my local garden center, and I'm interested to see how they are. Some of them are like purple, and some of them I can't even tell you the names of them because I cannot pronounce them. But I also have some hot peppers in here as well. GreenStalk offers supports, so as these grow large, they will be able to support my pepper plants like right here. So that's another thing that's nice about the GreenStalk vertical garden. They have all these wonderful accessories like an automatic watering system to where you don't ever have to think about watering your plants. You can just set it up on an automatic system, which I do have for most of my gardens. Right here, look at that eggplant. This is a ivory eggplant. It's a container variety, and look at how healthy it is. I love the flowers of this. My neighbor actually was growing this in her GreenStalk, and I was so jealous because it was beautiful, and I'm like, I have to find this eggplant. So now I have 2 growing in my garden, and I'm excited to see how they will do. We also have some carrots up here that I direct sowed that are doing really well. I have some leeks growing. I'm really trying to grow all kinds of different plants in my GreenStalks to kind of also show you what you can grow. I've direct sowed a lot this year versus putting established plants in that I've started from seed, just to see how easy it was to actually do that. And surprisingly, it really was easy. I didn't have to tend to them too much. I just had my automatic watering system on. Probably the first 5 days I would kind of go and individually water each pocket. But other than that, that's what I would have been doing with my original seed trays anyways. So it's been really nice because I'm not having to pull them out of the seed trays, damage their roots, and I'm just direct sowing them, and they're just coming out much more healthier. So I wanted to pause this video to share another product that I have been using and I absolutely love. It's called the Ruth gardening apron. As you can see here, it has a huge pocket to harvest as much food as you want. You don't have to worry about going into the garden and not having enough room in your shirt like I do, constantly going to our chicken coop and gathering our eggs. Ruth Gardening just came out with a new apron that actually holds little egg holders here at the top, so you can go gather your eggs, gather everything from your garden. It also has this little strap here that you can unstrap it with a hole at the bottom, so you can let it all roll down into a bucket if you want, or a container. So that's really nice. So I've been using that, and I decided I'd become an affiliate with them, and I really enjoy their Plant Lady apparel they have. I actually requested this shirt because I love tank tops. So super cute, super soft. They also have these amazing mugs and hats along with this cute shirt. There's a ton of apparel you can check out, and everything's on sale right now for Black Friday. You can also save an extra 10% with my code SD10 if you are buying off the sale any time of the year, and I will drop my affiliate link in the description below. So over in this GreenStalk, this used to be my full-on strawberry tower. That's actually how I was introduced to GreenStalk. I was searching for a stacked garden tower. I actually had, if you go back to some of my old videos, you'll see that I used to have a vertical tower garden. I don't even know the name of it. It was just given to me. But the problem I had with that vertical garden is when you would water it, only the first few tiers would get watered. Well, with the GreenStalk vertical garden, they have a special technology that allows each tier to get the proper amount of water as you fill it from the top. And I've been so happy with that system. And since then, my GreenStalk vertical gardens have grown in the garden. So up here, I have 2 tiers of strawberries. They've been struggling in the heat, and I'm just trying to see if I can revive them. As you can see, I've just been kind of tearing off some of the old leaves. Some of them, yeah, I don't think are going to make it, but oh, some of them are popping back up, and I have one healthy one back here. But I decided to remove a lot of the strawberries and add more food that we will eat, because strawberries are only producing maybe 1 nice harvest a year or 2. I wanted to have more food that we can harvest throughout the year. So I've added some romaine. I have some Swiss chard down here at the bottom, and these were direct sowed as well. I also have some salad bowl lettuce that I have added around the other edges. And down here, this is the first time I've ever done this. This is a sweet potato. These are little sweet potato slips that I planted late in the season. And as I dig my hand in there, I can already feel large sweet potatoes. I'm not sure when I should harvest these because I did plant them late in the season. So if anybody has tips on that, we grow sweet potatoes almost every year in our backyard garden. And we just basically grow them in pots because it's so much easier. Container gardening, growing potatoes and sweet potatoes is the way to go for sure. So stay tuned. I will be doing a harvest video on this. Here in this garden, boy, my chickens are allowed today. There must be a little animal back there. I'm not sure. Over here, this is my garden that is a little more shaded throughout the year. Over the years, we've had this oak tree that's gotten just enormous, and we're just kind of letting it do its thing. So this area, we have a lot of flowers. This is actually where I had my butterfly garden last season. And I didn't plant any of these flowers. All these flowers just reseeded, which was beautiful. And I'm just going to let whatever comes up, and let God do the work there. Over here, this is a morning glory, which I wish I never planted. It is beautiful. I planted these last winter and I didn't realize they vined. So what's happening is they're climbing, they're getting up on my GreenStalk. Any plants that I have planted here, they're like wrapping their vines around. So eventually I just kind of keep pulling them and they keep coming back. So if you do not want a plant that can take over, I wouldn't plant marigolds. But if you have a trellis area, they are absolutely beautiful. I'm not gonna lie about that. Now here, you can't see it, but I did plant some blanket flowers and I alternated, I can't remember what I alternated with. Oh, I'm not even sure what that is. Can't read it. But my daughter found some seeds and she just wanted to plant different types of flowers here. So stay tuned for those. I have some mammoth sunflowers I just kind of planted throughout the garden. We have some kale growing over here, along with some onions, and they're struggling a little bit. I got some bugs on them. Over here we have our collard greens. We planted these last year and they have turned into trees, but we're gonna just let them be. Over here I have my first white flower, the first white marigold. So that's been beautiful to see open up. My butternut squash is really struggling. I think I'm gonna pull it, but I wanted to keep it here because it was more like an experiment. These are best to be grown in the spring. And I thought, well, let's just see what it will do. And we got a couple, but we're gonna end up pulling these here, especially these colder months that we have coming up. They're definitely not going to thrive. It's too late to be messing with these. I also have some more sunflowers here. And these are a Alabama butterbean. And these have been really fun to grow. I've never grown them before. A friend just shared some seeds with me. My kids have been eating these raw. And I'm sure I should have plenty here soon to just cook up a batch of them. So I'll let you know how those taste. I always forget to show you guys this. This is Aquinal spinach. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but I thought it was a purple longevity spinach because it looks just like longevity spinach, which I have growing right there. So we have that growing here, and our longevity spinach is growing crazy. This is a wonderful survival food. It's kind of like spinach, a little bit more bitter than spinach. Really don't know how to explain the taste, but it's super easy to propagate. It grows so well. Doesn't matter what time of the year. Even during a freeze, I thought I lost this plant and it actually just popped up in the spring. So this is something great if you are looking for a survival food. Over here is my salsa garden. As you can see, we've got all kinds of tomatoes growing now. I've got onions that are just popping up out of the, wow. Look at those onions. So excited about this one. I've been planning this for a while and just kind of staging how I would put this together. But I pretty much have onions up top. I have cilantro on my second tier. I have tomatoes on these two tiers. And then on my bottom tier, I have peppers. Look at that. So I have everything here for a salsa garden. I also plugged in some marigolds to kind of help keep some of the bugs at bay, some of the flying bugs that can get into your plants. I hear that it also repels different kinds of bugs. So why not grow more marigolds? And they're beautiful. Wow, look at this tomato here. And I added these stakes to kind of help keep my tomatoes from falling over. Wow, look at this one. This variety is called Siam tomato. I found it at like Lowe's, and then I saved the seeds. And because I loved growing it, it grew so well in the GreenStalk vertical garden that I decided to save the seeds and now we have tons of tomatoes for no cost at all, basically. So that is doing well. So over here in this garden, we have what's left of my Seminole pumpkin patch. As you can see, I've got all kinds of pumpkins that are almost ready to harvest. That one's huge. You can kind of see some throughout. Last time I counted, I had like 15, but I also have some new small ones that may not make it through the winter. So most likely after our first freeze, we're going to pull everything up because it's going to be so hard to cover this whole area. I really need to invest in some frost cloth. So if anybody has a good connection with frost cloth, let me know. I've looked on Amazon and our local stores here, and they're quite expensive at the local stores, but they're a better grade. And Amazon, I'm not too sure they're good enough grade. So anyone have tips on that, please let me know. I'd be happy to look into that. Oh, as far as frost covers, the GreenStalk vertical garden has an easy frost cover that you can just throw over it. So that's another reason I love GreenStalk vertical garden. We have all kinds of stuff. We've got onions. Look at how great onions are growing out of here. I also direct sowed some beets in here. So on this tier, I have red cabbage. I love red cabbage. I just love how it looks. We also have cauliflower. Then we have broccoli down here. And then I've direct sowed beets everywhere. My youngest daughter picked a couple flowers because she wanted this to be her garden. So we got a couple flowers. I don't even know the names of them, or I would tell you. But everything seems to be doing really well. And the automatic watering system's keeping it watered every day. And I don't have to worry about watering these when we leave for vacation. Over here, I put some onions, and I have a marigold. Here, recently I pulled my squash and my zucchini. They're really struggling, though my squash that I have growing in my chicken garden was doing amazing. So we have those still thriving. I'll show you that in a little bit. I have some more sunflowers throughout. I have our carrots. We have 3 different varieties of carrots this year. All 3 of my daughters picked the variety, and they have their own little section. So we have rainbow carrots. They even helped me with the little tags. Rainbow carrots. Yeah, if I can find the tag. Nope. Here's one tag. Long Imperial. So we got a little bit of, we thinned once before, and we're gonna have to thin again. But over here I have some more tomato plants growing, and soon I will have some really cool tomato cages I can't wait to show you. I ordered this, what I thought would be a decent tomato cage on Amazon. They're really cheap, and I do not like them, so we're just gonna use them as decoration. But I can't wait to show you those here soon. They'll just look really great, and they'll actually hold my tomatoes up versus a cheap tomato cage. These 3 varieties here are the tomatoes I grow every year, which are called Moneymaker. Such a sweet subscriber said, hey, you should try these, and sent me some to try. And this has been my favorite tomato so far. I also have a neighbor that gifted me her tomato that has been in her family forever. They're like these little grape tomatoes. And I skipped growing them last year, but we have it in the garden this year. And then this tomato, you're gonna have to stay tuned because I do not remember. Oh, here. It's a blue chocolate tomato. So I actually had some of these tomatoes when we were traveling to Maine and never had seen them before. And I think they're the same. So I'm hoping they're the same. So all those are just doing so healthy. Over here on our trellis, we have some sugar snap peas growing along here. Then I also have some edamame growing. I've never grown edamame. These are supposed to be planted in the spring, but I thought, you know what? I can cover them let's just try and see what they do in the fall. And stay tuned. We'll just see if we can get some. Oh, cute. Look at the little pods. See if we can't get a harvest before the cooler weather. And we'll definitely plant them in the spring as well. I also put in some mustard greens. Not a fan of mustard greens, but thought we'd try them just to see how they grow. I do like looking at them. So at least we'll grow some and show you guys how they do. I also have some different flowers, some zinnias here throughout. Over here, we have some green beans growing along with some carrots. Oh no, what the world? Oh, you know what this is right here? That's a little mouse, that little brat. So earlier, when I planted these beans, usually if I plant beans or any kind of pumpkin or squash seeds, we will have the mice or rats find them and dig them out of the garden or dig them out of my trays. So what I do is I take my trays inside at night. So it looks like whatever was left in here, they got in here and rummaged. So if you are starting seeds and for some reason they're not germinating or they're not coming up, there's a possibility that you have a squirrel or a mouse digging them up. So I recommend starting seeds inside, at least bringing them in at night. And if you're going to direct sow, put something over them. And I didn't put anything over them. I just kind of let it be. So that area is doing well here. I have a few things left over, like some leeks and some flowers in our seed trays. Over here is my kids' little garden. We've got a little fairy garden. We have our butterfly garden going on over here. This has been really fun. I don't know if I can find a monarch caterpillar on here yet, but we did see some little ones not too long ago. And over here we planted some runner beans. We actually found some seeds in Plymouth as we were traveling this past summer, and it was really fun watching these grow. So we thought, hey, well, we're gonna go ahead and try these. We never tried them before. So I realized after editing this video, I forgot to show you my blueberry plants, and they're so pretty right now. These are called Emerald. They produce twice a year, once in the spring and once in the fall, and all of them are doing so well right now. Just gathered a few to show you. So here's my backyard garden. This is just in an old rusty trough that my husband found at one of his jobs, and they didn't want it anymore. And so these were really sick. We collected a ton of food off of them. But what I did is I cut off all of the leaves from over here to the side and just kept the healthy leaves. Then I took a solution of Neptune's Harvest seaweed plant food, and it acts like a rescue. So it's going to help hold back the powdery mildew that we had on it. So hopefully this plant will continue to produce. You can see I've got a couple more down here and in here. I also have some asparagus growing here. And it is so hard to just keep up with this asparagus. Look at that. I really need to have some asparagus close to the house, but literally you can watch it grow every day. I've been harvesting just one by one every other day, every couple days. At this point in the season, I'm just going to let it go to seed to create some more seeds. And if we can catch them when they're young, we'll certainly harvest them. So here's another affiliated product that I absolutely love. It's called Click and Grow Indoor Garden. What's great about this is it has a light bar that provides 12 hours of light, so you can grow your food quicker indoors. And it's super easy because all your pods come pre-loaded with seeds and all the nutrients for the growing season. So all I have to do is put water into my Click and Grow and watch it grow. Anybody can grow out of the Click and Grow garden. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please make sure you hit that like button. You subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure that you share this with your friends. And I'd love to know what you are taking from the garden and cooking this Thanksgiving. I hope you guys enjoy some cooler weather that's coming for Thanksgiving week, and I hope you guys enjoy some time with your family, and hopefully it'll be in the garden. We'll see you next time.